Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. Now, I debated whether or not I was going to do this topic, but decided to do so earlier today when I heard that LeBron James asked the Los Angeles media not to ask him questions about Deion Sanders. Now, if you guys aren't aware, Deion Sanders was brought into the Philadelphia 76ers. I wouldn't even call it a locker room because they were actually in Colorado. Apparently, the coach of the 76ers wanted them to be in Colorado near the Denver Nuggets in case they played the Nuggets in the NBA Finals. They would have experienced the high altitude. And so I guess it was supposed to be psychological. I don't even understand the logic of that either because it doesn't make any sense. At least one time out of the year, they are going to be in Denver. So maybe he just wanted consecutive days there. I have no idea, but they were there. And the coach asked that Deion Sanders address the team. And apparently Deion Sanders brought his camera crew. They recorded it and they posted it on social media. Now, you guys can go and find this information from Deion Sanders. I like the speech that Deion Sanders gave that team. I like the call out that he had for Joel Embiid and just calling out NBA players in general. Talked a little bit about Michael Jordan and Michael Jordan's, he was whoever the man was or whoever someone was saying the man was, Michael was going at him. This whole new NBA era is soft. And I think that's to some extent, Deion kind of alluded to that, but he didn't say that specifically. Now, Reddick apparently had an issue with Deion Sanders being in, quote unquote, the locker room. But as I said, that's really not the Philadelphia 76ers locker room. So that didn't make any sense. And LeBron James co-signed it through his Instagram story, basically saying that he couldn't have said it better himself. So now NBA locker rooms are supposed to be, quote unquote, sacred, according to Reddick. Since when have NBA locker rooms been sacred? Like, do we even know what sacred mean? Like, let's look up the definition of sacred really quickly. So let me see. Sacred, connected with God or the gods, or dedicated to a religious purpose and or deserving veneration. So what about an NBA locker room is sacred? And I know maybe he didn't mean it that way, just a place that should be off limit to others, but don't use the term sacred. Not only that, there have been cameras in NBA locker rooms and NFL locker rooms for decades. Any team that has a chance of winning an NBA championship, the cameras are in the locker rooms. They're following those teams in case they win the championship so they can document the run. This isn't nothing new. This is nothing new. So why is it that Reddick is concerned? Not one thing about Reddick. I've honestly, his takes, I've gotten tired of him already. And not to say that Reddick isn't an intelligent guy. I'm pretty sure that he is. But using the term sacred for a locker room and some of the takes about old school NBA players, Bob Cousy's, and, his take on LeBron James, everything about the new school is better than the old school. And I get all that, according to you guys. But his takes to me have just been a bunch of, rhetoric. So I really don't particularly like his takes. But this whole notion that, again, the NBA locker room, so forth and so on, maybe JJ hasn't been winning enough in the NBA, so he's not aware that cameras are actually in the locker rooms because he hasn't been on a team or been able to contribute to a team in a way that would allow them to be a contender for a championship. But LeBron James knows this. He's been on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and every year where they were favorite or one of the top 2 or 3 or 4 teams favorite to win the championships, I guarantee you cameras were in the locker room. As a matter of fact, I guarantee you over the last year when he hit the scoring title or when he won the scoring title, there were cameras all in the locker room following LeBron James. So he's aware of this. And again, there was nothing that Deion Sanders said in that interview, or at least in that video, that would, I would say, shouldn't be in an NBA locker room. All he did was talk about his life story, really, and what motivated him, and how he approached the game, and how he was always prepared, so he was never nervous. And his abilities were God-given, so he shouldn't be nervous about God-given ability. That's all he talked about. And then challenged NBA players. So that's where I think the real issue is. Challenge NBA players, because today's NBA players are soft. All they want to do is fraternize with each other. Not only that, he talked a lot about Michael Jordan, which we already know that LeBron James, over the last, I guess, decade now, he is still campaigning to be the greatest player of all time. Brother, give it up. You're not the GOAT. If you are the GOAT, you wouldn't have to still debate this or campaign for it. You don't have to continue to debate or campaign or send out the Rich Pauls of the world. I just saw him on the Breakfast Club. Every time I turn around, he's somewhere talking about LeBron as the GOAT and using irrational, illogical reasons for why LeBron is the GOAT. So I think that was the issue for LeBron. But LeBron, come on, man. LeBron James know doggone well that there's always cameras in the locker room. Not only that, you have reporters in the locker room after games. Like, I don't understand the logic here. I think LeBron was pissed, or at least I won't say pissed, but annoyed that the comments from Deion Sanders addressed Michael Jordan and who Michael Jordan was. I think that was probably his concern. And then JJ just, 1 minute, all JJ cares about is new school, new school, new school. Now you're talking about, isn't the locker room sacred? Like it was sacred in the old days, even though it wasn't. Which one is it? Like, do you like old school rules, or do you like everything new school? Because based off of your commentary, nothing from the past is good. Everything that's done today is great. We're in a new era where cameras are everywhere. Everybody has a smartphone, a camera phone, and they can pull out their phones and record everything. So yeah, if you're anywhere, you should expect to be recorded. It is what it is, even in your locker room. But there's nothing sacred about your locker room. Nothing at all. So, man, get off your high horse. Stop considering the locker room to be sacred. It is not. They've had people in there for years that are not players. There's nothing extraordinarily special about a locker room where only players need to be in there. So cut out the noise. There was nothing that Deion did that was wrong. Now, is Deion using some of this to help hype himself? Absolutely. Absolutely. Deion is absolutely doing that, because that's what Deion does. And that's a part of promoting Deion in the Colorado Buffaloes. It is what it is. Do I think there's anything necessarily wrong with that? No, because at the end of the day, a lot of people do that. It's not just Deion Sanders. A lot of people are going to take a camera crew with them if they're going to do some kind of speech or some type of event or whatever, for it to be documented. There's nothing unique about that. So let's get off our high horse and stop talking all this nonsense, LeBron, and support your man, Deion. He's doing some big things there in Colorado. So you guys tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, and I am